And I want to put the question you put to him to you. I mean, what do you think of Geraldo Rivera coming out? What do you think of 7?
It's hard for me to believe that it came down by itself. I was gratified to see with Geraldo Rivera investigating it. I'm gratified to see that people across the board are interested. I think 20 years from now, people will look at 9/11 the way we look at the assassination of JFK today. It couldn't possibly have been done the way the government told us.
Well, I want to tell you this. You got a lot of courage, Judge, and so does Geraldo Rivera. I don't agree with him on some of his more liberal political views, but I do resonate with his courage, and I resonate with yours, and I already had the highest respect for you, but now the thermometer just broke, and the mercury, geysering out of it right now. Judge, you are a great American, and I just can't wait till your show's #1 on Fox Business when you're on regular Fox full-time, because no army can stop an idea whose time has come. In the 2 or 3 minutes left we've got, what else is important on your radar? Should we call for congressional investigations of Chertoff, ordering the TSA machines and making money off of it? What's your view on that? And then tell us about the TV show and what else is on your radar screen.
Well, I'm hoping that and again, I don't carry water for the Republicans, because when they ran the government, they, before our eyes, destroyed what it meant to be a conservative Republican. And I yearn for those views of Barry Goldwater, which were rejected by the Republicans in the Bush years. However, having divided government, as we now do, with the Republicans controlling one House of Congress and the Democrats controlling the other in the White House, will permit investigations, and investigations do induce transparency and do require more debate. But here's an interesting proposal that I'm discussing tonight on Freedom Watch, 8 o'clock Eastern on the Fox Business Network. Professor Randy Barnett, good friend of mine, good, strong libertarian, and William Howell, the Speaker of the House of Delegates of the state of Virginia, proposing a repeal amendment to the United States Constitution. This would permit the state legislatures of 2/3 of the states to invalidate any federal law or regulation they wanted. How about that for a check on a runaway Congress? Now, this is not going to pass overnight. It'll probably only pass if we have a constitutional convention, because the Congress will never vote for legislation that would diminish its power. But think of the freedom we'd have in the land if there were no unfunded mandates, if the states could thumb their noses at the feds, and if the feds couldn't enact legislation unless 2/3 of the states went along with it. That's my bag this week. Aside from the TSA, I'm trying to invite Cousin Janet over to Thanksgiving dinner so I can give her a piece of my mind.
What's Corsi covering tonight?
Of course, he's making the argument about Chertoff, that this is crypto capitalism trying to make money, that the government spent $1 billion on these things, that they're not effective, that they don't work, that they harm us, that they bought the wrong equipment, and they did it because Mike Chertoff advised them to do so.
But isn't this the classic corruption where the general orders the missile system that doesn't work and then retires in 2 years and becomes the CEO of the missile company?
Exactly. It's almost literally what happened. I say this as someone that has known Mike. I've invited him on my show. I welcome him to express his views. But he's at the bottom of a hole trying to dig himself out because it looks very bad. It looks like he concocted the need for this and then decided to go work for the people that sell it, and he's not willing to acknowledge that he sold the wrong piece of equipment at the cost of billions.
Well, I've got all these video clips of him a year ago admitting he's making money. Now they put out a press release that was in the Hill saying he's made no money. I mean, boy, he's going to get in a lot of trouble doing that type of crab walk, Judge.
Here's the question, Alex. He's a Republican. Will Darrell Issa and the chief interrogators of the Republican House summon one of their own? Interesting to see what they do.
Well, that's like Obama covering for Bush and then Bush covering for Clinton. This circle of corruption seems to never end. But you do agree that the acceleration of awakening of true libertarian populism is on fire?
Absolutely. And it wasn't 10 or even 5 years ago.
All right.
Today it is.
In closing, you got to go, Judge. Getting ready for your own TV show tonight. Tell us about your current book, the new book coming out in the new year, and one more plug for the TV show.
In April, my next book is coming out called It is Dangerous to Be Right When the Government is Wrong, The Case for Personal Freedom. Tells you all the freedoms you have, where they came from, what the government has done to take them away, and how you can fight back. And Freedom Watch is 7 nights a week, 8 p.m., Fox Business Network. Alex, I can't thank you enough for this megaphone.
All right, I'm going to call you.
Happy Thanksgiving to you, my friend.
You too, my friend. I'll talk to you in about 45 minutes. Give you a quick call after the show. God bless. All right, there goes Judge Andrew Napolitano. And again, the fact that Fox is giving him a bigger megaphone shows they can't stop the times. They were buggy whip salesmen, but the automobile has come along. Nobody's riding horses anymore, so they're bringing an automobile out for the public. I mean, he talks about government staging crises. He says investigate Building 7. He talks about the New World Order. He talks about states' rights. Judge Knapp is awesome. He is awesome. I disagree with him a little bit on the Arizona law because I don't believe it's unconstitutional, but I understand the danger of profiling. So I agree with him partially on that. I'm not totally sure on that law. We're still gauging it. But other than that, I agree with him almost 100%. And he's just a wonderful guy. And think, Geraldo Rivera, now Judge Knapp, are talking about Building 7 and not believing it fell on its own from some small fires. Do you realize the heresy they are committing against neo-condom? The kingdom of neocon, fear-mongering and false flag terror. I mean, he's certainly sticking his toe in the water. When they locked up Galileo for saying that the Earth was not the center of the universe, he then agreed to say he was wrong. But before he died, he said, well, actually, they do move, though. The planets do move, and the moons of Jupiter are moving. And so it's, they're kind of creeping up and saying, well, it does move. We're talking about physics here, and so who knows if they'll be persecuted. I'm sure all the George Soros publications by tomorrow will be Judge Knapp, now 9/11 truther. And, we've already seen the Rand Paul interview we just put on prisonplanet.tv. They're like, extremism. He says that Obama could become like Hitler. Well, what he said is this government's going in the direction of power grabs like Hitler, just like Naomi Wolf said. Oh, but when you're talking about the right wing going in a Hitlerian direction, that's okay. Just don't talk about the left wing. There is no left wing. There is no right wing. It's a corporate wing. Wayne Madsen agreed last hour. Everybody wonders why our own government spies on our own companies and sells us out to China, or why U.S. embassies in our allied countries are spying and stealing secrets from them, because they're giving them to the Fortune 100. That's who runs this country. We don't have a country anymore. We have a corporate whorehouse. And then mainline Republicans are, corporations are good. Well, yeah, the corporation down the street that's got a clothier, or that's, a mattress factory, or making bottles of, soda pop, or, a corporation helping homeless people, or selling cars, or whatever it is. We're not talking about that. We're talking about Fortune 100 companies, bigger than most government's GDP, completely out of control, their own private mercenaries, their own private intelligence agencies running wild in society. I am sick of it. I'm tired of it. They're the ones always pushing for more government to shut down their competition. You know who on record is supporting S510? That if you read it, allows government bureaucracy to shut down any farms or ranches they want. You can't slice up tomatoes and can them. You can't put cucumbers in a bottle and can them and sell them to your neighbors or give them to your neighbors the way it's written. You know who lobbied for that? Tyson, ConAgra, all the big boys. They want to shut you down. Where are most of the problems and the violations in food safety? I remember reading a decade ago about Tyson Chicken with thousands of violations at one plant. And then their competition got shut down for 2 or 3 violations at a plant. Big government is a tool of the mega corporations. Just like in North Korea, the big government is a tool of a hereditary dictatorship and a handful of scumbag families whose sons become the secret police chief in the town after they die. And now we've got the corporations above the law, back to the law of kings, where they have all this sovereignty. That's what the New World Order is. And I want to get into the economy when we come back, and then to your phone calls for those of you that are patiently holding. But we have some other news dealing with staged terrorism right now. And this is out of the Chicago Tribune. We've been predicting that this was coming. It is not hard to predict it. It's like the sun coming up in the morning. British Airways wants the body scanners out. The Italians throw them out. The U.S. government offers billions to Europe to pay them to put them in. Chertoff's got to get his money. The American people have got to be broken. We've got to be trained. Alphonse D'Amato's got to get his money. He's involved in the scanners. Suspicious packages found at cargo building of Boston Logan Airport forces evacuation. The day before the national opt-out day, as the people learn to come together, as a national strike against tyranny, learning our voluntary collective power, not directed by Kim Jong-il, not directed by Barack Obama, not directed by Joe Stalin, not directed by Adolf Hitler and the National Socialist. No, a grassroots, person-to-person opt-out. Oh, my gosh, suspicious packages, and I'm sure they're going to find more. And in some cases, a day later, they'll say it wasn't a bomb. Or in some cases, they'll say, well, it looks like it's a bomb, or it's a fake bomb. Right on time to teach us to love government, to teach us that government is our God. What did Rob Shapiro, Clinton advisor and advisor to Obama, say? The bottom line here is that Americans don't believe President Obama's leadership. He has to find some way now and before the November of demonstrating that he is a leader who can command confidence. And short of a new 9/11 or Oklahoma City bombing, I can't think of how he can do just that. And now we see more Obama people saying similar things now. Okay, we're going to come back and give you the latest information on the situation in Chicago.
We're on the march. The empire's on the run. Alex Jones and the GCN Radio Network.
You've heard Alex explain how the Silver Lungs generator infuses the respiratory system with your self-produced colloidal silver solutions, yet many are unaware of the entire function of the Silver Lungs system and how it has been designed to deliver your silver solutions anywhere in or on the body. My name is Mario Cifaldi, and I'm the developer of the Silver Lungs generator. Not only does the Silver Lungs system produce endless colloidal and ionic silver solutions, it also comes equipped with the proper applicators and devices needed to deliver your silver solutions directly to key target areas. This includes the eyes, ears, nose, lungs, topically to the skin, and orally for the digestive system. Be sure to watch our new 7-minute video tour of the Silver Lungs system at www.silverlungs.com to learn more about how the Silver Lungs system works. As well, we are always ready to answer any questions you may have. That's www.silverlungs.com.
Hi, folks. This is Alex Jones asking you for a minute of your time to tell you about soap. Not detergents, but good old-fashioned pure soap made by the Cal Ben Soap Company, a family-owned and operated American company. My family, staff, friends, and radio listeners are constantly telling me how much they love these products for bath, hair, laundry, and dishes. There is nothing like these factory-direct, big money-saving, triple-concentrated soaps anywhere. Get a free detailed catalog by calling 800-340-7091 or see them online at 5starsoap.com or Infowars.com. Let's talk to the owner of 5 Star Soap, Marty Schachter, and see what he has to say.
As founder and owner for over 63 years, people keep asking me, how's business? I'm happy to say our business is going down the drain. Call us at 1-800-340-7091 for business.